Hi everybody, I hope you are all well. It is Sunday morning and I'm here to reveal the next Advent calendar book from Bookishly. Isn't it ironic that in the first one I said about how choosing the points of the day better in order to not be sat with lights on and everything, because it's that time of year where start work in the dark, end work in the dark, so I really had to utilize my lunch break or something on weekdays in order to have some natural light. But I was thinking, oh, Sunday morning, I can take my time, I can wait for the sun to be up. Yay, sun is up and it's cloudy and dull, so I had to put the lights on. So I'm going to try and utilize the light when I can for these calendar countdowns. And just so you know, for Thursday, which will be the 4th reveal, I actually, because I've been working from home, I have to have an office day because it's our Christmas party thing that we're doing. So you might not get that one until later in the day, because obviously I have to get home, I have to film and everything, and or I might actually film it the day before but start uploading when I get home. And yeah, so just that one might just be a bit later in the day, but I'll see what time I get home and everything, and what my broadband is like. But yeah, that's the only one that might possibly have a little bit of a delay on. But anyway, enough about that. It's time for book number 2. In case you didn't see my video where I announced this whole book advent calendar, this is from a company called Bookishly, which I really love, and I will put a link to their website in the description, who make merchandise and such relating to books. And they have an advent calendar where you get copies, 12 books, owned with their unique dust cover, designed specifically for Bookishly. So I have no idea what the 12 books are, and this is number 2, so let's open this up and find out what it is. I've been so intrigued with this because it's so thin. I'm like, what could it be? I don't know. So let's find out. Oh, I like the back cover. What is it? Oh, it's Gatsby. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. How gorgeous is that? Look, and it get all around the back as well. How beautiful is that? Oh, wow. Okay, the thickness of the book makes total sense to me now. Because I did wonder, could it be a play or something? Because it's so thin, I couldn't think for the life of me what book it would be. And just so you're aware, oh, it actually has a Spotify scanner, this one. It says listen along to our Great Gatsby playlist by scanning this link within Spotify. Oh, so yeah, if you've got Spotify and you get their Bookishly edition of the Great Gatsby, you can do that. Now, the one thing that I noticed about the first one, Little Women, that I opened, is that the dust cover doesn't reference who designed the cover. So I'm like, that's one thing that really irks me, because I really want to praise the people who have designed these covers, but they haven't put that information on. So whoever designed this, that is absolutely beautiful. I love it. And just so you're aware, I didn't mention this in my last one. The actual books that you get are the Wentworth Classics, so these do have the Wentworth covers on them, obviously still, but it's a dust cover that you get for the advent calendar. It's been specifically designed, so that's, if you notice, like if I do that, then you see that there's another cover. That's why. That is, oh god, that is beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. My sister loves Gatsby. I bet you when I send a picture of this to her, she's gonna lose it, quite possibly. That, god, look at that. So let's talk about the Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby is set in the 1920s, 1930s. F. Scott Fitzgerald. Sorry, I knew it was F. Scott Fitzgerald, but I just thought the back might refer to a specific date, but because I couldn't remember which specific year. For some reason, my brain is saying 1926 or 1936. My brain is not really helping me like narrow down, but it's got 2 dates there. No, my luck, it's going to be like 1932 or something. And there is a guy called Nick Carraway who has basically, he's got wealthy friends and such, but he's not a wealthy guy. He works in the city and such, and he has moved into this little cottage next door to a man who has this grand mansion, who he learns his name is Gatsby. And Gatsby is the most well-known, like, famous person from the city, from New York, where all this is set. And he throws the biggest parties. Every celebrity there under the sun is there. There's no restrictions on laws to do with alcohol, because at the time there was prohibition going on where it was a big no-no. He has dealings with gangsters and nightclubs, and he's this massive name. But Nick is just like completely overwhelmed, and he meets Gatsby and becomes friends with him, and it's about the truth versus the facade sort of thing. And it's just, it is an amazing book. I mean, because I had tried to read it. I have reviewed this on my channel, so I will include the link in the description below, if you want to hear my full thoughts on it at the time when I read it, when I actually remembered what year it was set in. I feel really bad for not remembering. Oh God. But yeah, because I had tried to read it once before, and I did like it, but I wasn't in the mindset for it. But when I read it for my channel, I really was. And because my sister had loved it, and she went, oh, it's like being in this like haze in your brain. Read it, it's absolutely amazing. And I had, hi everyone, sorry about that, my camera just turned itself off when I was in the middle of talking, so wasn't that nice of it. So I have to snip these videos together. Anyway, yeah, my sister was saying, oh, it's like being in a haze and all this lot, and I read bits of it, and I was like, yeah, it was, but I wasn't focused enough to get into the story. And then I did, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And there are many characters in it, but there's also characters who are not characters, and by that I mean, like, there is a sign for a opticianist, and the big eyes that see everything over the city. You have the house itself and the city, the contrast between the rich and glamorous, and the wealth and the cleanliness, and everything under the sun. You can think of alcohol, music, and then the absolute poor of the poor. It's just the way that F. Scott Fitzgerald does the bold contrast between the two, and the language that he uses to invoke the stark realities between the two. It's just stunning. Like the yellow car, the yellow car, oh my god. And now I'm just getting all these images in my mind from the book, from having opened this gorgeous cover. Yeah, that was, yeah, it's a great read. And just the image of Gatsby there lying in his pool with the autumn leaves, and right off here, I don't know if you can see very well, but it's green. And another element of this book, another thing which has its own life and is its own character and its own beating heart, is the green light across the water, which Gatsby is always trying to reach, but he never quite gets there. There's the amazing quote, which I'm gonna have to Google it, because I can think the phrase in my head, but I can't get the specific wording. Let's just check about the green light. It is absolutely stunning. There it is. Sorry. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgasmic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but there's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, and one fine morning, so we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. What that quote is just like, my god, what F. Scott Fitzgerald does in this book is amazing. amazing. And it's one of those reads where I am so glad I tried again when I was in the right state of mind. And it's one of those stories that I can go back to and go back to and go back to and see new things. And lines mean something different to me as I get older. It's just a beautiful book. And characters, we both love and hate them. There are elements of this story where it's like, whoa, that is a lot. Obviously, I'm not going to say any spoilers, but the hotel scene. If you know Gatsby, you know what I'm talking about. That scene, the tension, oh my god, that is unreal. I really, really love this story, and I'm really excited to send a picture to my sister and see what her reaction is. I think she's gonna lose it. I really, really do. That is absolutely beautifully designed. I cannot get over it. I cannot get over it. And there's so many ways in which you can interpret Gatsby. Like there's so many ways that you can interpret Nick and Daisy and such. I really like Baz Luhrmann's take on it in his film, which I'm pretty sure I talk about in the review. That yes, I did, because I also watched the one from the 1970s as well with Mia Farrow. Yes, I remember I talked about them both, because I said about in my previous one I talked about that I said, oh, I've talked about all the various, films and such versions in my review, forgetting that the review I did of that book was 6 years ago, and 2019 was the most recent version that came out in the cinema. And I was like, oh man, I didn't get to talk about that. So yeah, I definitely have talked about both versions. And I think I also talked about an audio drama version from BBC Radio 4 with Andrew, no, that's not who it... Hang on. Okay, I need to look this up. I'm so glad I got my phone with me right now. Let's go back. Right, okay, so Gatsby, BBC Radio 4. This is not going well. Oh. So I can find it, but I can't find the cast list. Oh, this is just perfect. Hang on. I know what he's been in other stuff. Andrew Scott. I was thinking, right, for some reason, my brain went, Andrew Scott, no Lincoln. Wait, that's the guy from Walking Dead. What? My brain just went, no. I need some more coffee. That's what I need in order to get my brain right in the right place. Yes, it's Andrew Scott who plays Gatsby. His Gatsby is quite interesting, but I prefer Leonardo DiCaprio's Gatsby. He interprets him in a really interesting way, and he gets the balance between charm and sophistication and being very close to the edge in various situations as well. Like Baz Luhrmann's film, I think, is brilliant, and also the fact that he used a hip hop album as soundtrack to be in the 1920s and 30s and such, and which at a time when jazz was a big thing. So you see these various people playing jazz and dancing to jazz and such, while this hip hop sound is coming out, and it totally makes sense, because what hip hop is today for us is what jazz was in that time. So it just fits so well, and cinematography, the lighting, that everyone brought their A game in that film, and I love that film. I think it's brilliant. So yeah, definitely if you want to check that one out. So yeah, I will include the link to my full Gatsby review for you to have a look at if you want to, and of course I'll include a link to Bookishly in the description. But one last look at that. It is beautiful, gorgeous. Whoever designed that, gorgeous. Yeah, and so I will be back in a couple of days to reveal what is book number 3. See you then, guys. Bye.